say marketing is the sole responsibility of the marketing team alone.
I would actually disagree with that because I think it's a responsibility of every person in a company to market the company.
Yeah, that's a very unique way of looking at it. Why would you say that?
It's because if a potential customer bumps into you and starts asking you questions about the company, whatever you say will give them the impression of the company. So if you say good things, they'll have a good impression, and if you don't say the right things, then they may not have the right impression about your company.
So if you're responsible for marketing, that means you're responsible for knowing more about the company.
Yes, exactly. Imagine you work in the finance department and then one day you're at the reception and a prospective customer comes in and starts asking you questions about the company. It would not look great if you're unable to answer the questions that they have.
Okay, so what do you need to know about the company?
The first thing that you need to know is what you call the value proposition. So the value proposition explains the benefits of your product or services, and it also explains what differentiates you from your competitors.
So would you give us an example of value proposition that you've come across and it stuck to your mind?
I think one of my favorite ones is of Slack, which is a messaging application. So the value proposition is that they improve a company's productivity by making collaboration easier through a fun and easy to use app.
Okay, so what's the next thing you need to know about a company?
The next thing you need to know is your customer persona or your buyer persona. This basically describes who your company's ideal customer is. So it gives a description of your target customer. So that way it becomes easier for you to know when you're talking to someone whether they fall into your ideal customer group and whether you should spend more time on them or not.
So you've mentioned all these things, but you haven't mentioned things such as your physical location, contact information, and even the history of your company.
I would say that's pretty basic information that each and every employee at all levels should know. So this is something that you should find out in the first week of joining your company. But if you want to go a step further, I would recommend looking at the rewards and recognition that your company has received. So perhaps your company has won an award somewhere or maybe has received some good press. So mentioning these things gives your company more credibility.
So all this information is gotten from external parties. What about what your customers say about your company?
That's a great point. Actually, testimonials are a great way to know what you should say when you're talking to your customers because they give you an idea of what your customer likes about your product. So for example, think about any app on the Google Play Store. When you scroll down, you'll see the customer testimonials, so you can figure out what the customers actually like about this product. And that's something that you can use when you're talking to your customers.
So I believe that whatever customers say about you, identify the keywords that you're supposed to use while marketing your company. So how do you identify the keywords of a company?
So every company has specific words that they want to use when talking about their product or service, or even just talking about their company in general. If you look at, coming back to Slack again, they use a lot of words like productivity, collaboration. They talk about saving you time. They imply that they're making it more enjoyable for you to work with other people. So that's something that you can use when you're trying to think about what should I say to this customer.
So you've said so many things. In a nutshell, what are the key things that someone should know about a company?
Yeah, so you should know the basic information about your company, the company location, and things like that. But apart from this, it's really important to know, number one, the value proposition of your company. Number two, your customer persona or your ideal customer. Number three, rewards and recognition your company has received. And finally, it's a good idea to look at customer testimonials as well.
I believe with that information, you can talk to any customer about your company.